Hey, so it's Thursday morning at about 7:30 I think, and I'm going to be heading off to work later. Start at 11, so I've got quite a bit of time to do a wee bit here and there. I'm not really going to be doing too much actually out in the garden this morning, but I thought even though I just showed you maybe a couple of weeks ago what's been going on, I've done quite a wee bit since, so I thought you might like to see. What have I got to do later? So obviously I'm going to work. I need to go and buy new foils and everything for work, and yeah, anyway, I need to go and get foils, a couple of things, and need to look for string because I've managed to put some loops into the fence, so that's going to be for the cup and saucer vine, so we'll get that tied up hopefully. Probably not tonight because I finish at 8, possibly tomorrow morning before work or at the weekend. Hopefully we'll get some nice weather because I'm back to wearing my jacket today. Monday was roasting, had a great day out in the garden all day doing lots, which I'll show you, and I've just been frozen ever since. Yesterday, 2 days ago, first day that I thought, oh, I'll wear a skirt to my work, and I was freezing all day. So back to wearing trousers, cardigan and everything, and jacket out here. So anyway, I'll turn the camera around and I'll let you see what's been going on. Right, so to be honest, there's probably not that much different at this area. This is the cutting, the hydrangea cutting. It's a lace cap and it's the most gorgeous cornflower blue purpley colour. It's got lots of buds on it, so this is really exciting. A free plant and looking so lush and gorgeous. And obviously I said the last time I've tied that up a bit. Climbing rose that I got from my dad about years ago. Well, he's been passed away for 13 years, so it's still going. I'd moved it last year and I think it looks like we're going to start getting buds on it, so here's hoping, because I wouldn't want to lose that and it'd be so nice to see some blooms. The Christophii alliums are just starting to look so gorgeous. I didn't think that these had come up, but they have. And there's some lilies here that I planted a few weeks ago. I think I got that on video. So this is them just coming up. These were sort of late ones that I planted. And a foxglove just here, and a wee random sunflower. And I'm positive that's a, right there might be a Lavateria, an annual one. Some Sweet William, which I really don't know how I feel about that because it's just not done much, so I don't know if that's going to stay. But just look at the gorgeous lavender. It's not properly blooming yet, but it's just absolutely stunning. I would really like to carry that on right along here and have this just a beautiful hedge. And there's geums in at the back, which I know they probably look like they're not getting much sun, but the sun tends to come from this area, so I think they're going to be okay. But if not, you can always move them because they're perennials. More lilies. That was the other late ones. I can't remember if these are Stargazer or Bright Diamond, or there might be none. I can't actually remember what I ordered the last time. Anyway, it'll be a surprise when they come up. And the gorgeous jasmine at the back. I'm going to start cutting that a little bit because I like to keep that nice and neat, sort of into the wall, and it's coming out a bit. More alliums, Purple Sensation, and another Christophii, and beautiful Astilbe. This is supposed to be red, so this isn't the first time it's bloomed, so it'll be interesting to see if it does go red or if this is a colour. I'm not sure. Gorgeous Vanessa Bell. It's already had a bloom and it's got so many more buds on it, so that's really exciting. And down here I've got the peony, just a Dusty Miller, a random one, and a nice tiny wine. I'll show you that. That was tiny last year and it's still small, but it's doing so well, I think. And this is some lilies that I sort of pulled out from the border last year to let get some sun. daffodils that I've pulled out the other border, which I'll let you see what I've been doing. They're in the ground there. Hopefully they'll just catch enough rays for photosynthesis. There's a big word for me today. And up here I've got Sweet Rocket, which I've cut, and there's one little one here, but the rest not sure if they're going to do anything else. So I'll give it another wee while and then they'll get ripped out. And I think that these are asters, little seedlings, and little cornflowers here and here. So they're still tiny. And cosmos here, another cornflower, more Sweet William, again not sure how I feel, and there's some alliums next to the bird bath, and a Leatris, it's the grassy texture there, and there's definitely little tiny foxgloves and echinops and things in here, and Achillea right here. I just put a couple of sticks in to hold that up. Can't speak. Had a really windy day the other day and it wasn't doing too well. It was blown over, so got a little bit of support there. What else? Oh wow, I nearly forgot. Look, first lilies to bloom. Can you believe these were like, there's 2 lots, but it was like £2 for each pot, and there was like 4 stalks in each pot. It was just, they looked half dead, so I thought I'm having them, and they're the first to bloom. They're looking great. Look, it's like little rays of sunshine. And more cosmos at the back, and down here, in fact I'll let you see, remember we planted the phlox there, that one's not so big, and then there's one over there as well, it's coming up, so that's looking fab and promising. More Achillea here, and so I'm trying to form another lavender hedge here. So I've got 3 plants spaced out with some lobelia in between just for now. Calendula here, they were grown from seed. Hopefully they'll do all right. I think they've been in their pots just a bit too long. Can't really see against ivy, but a small flamingo salix, so it's like a willow, looking really pretty. And I've just cut back this primula, may get a second bloom but may not, so we'll just need to wait and see. And actually I have just spotted, where is it? Look, a little bloom on the clematis. Wow, it kind of fell over and snapped it. Well, I don't think it snapped, but it fell over, and I've sort of propped it up underneath this bit of wood just now, and it's still alive and looking like there's quite a few buds. So this corner, I think this corner is going to change. I'm seriously thinking about putting a seating area in here. Just, it's nice and shaded in the afternoon, so I think that would be really quite nice. Probably keep like the Cotoneaster and maybe move the cornice just along a little bit, but keep them there. And then these daisies, they're needing to come out now. They're more or less done. That one at the end is looking quite nice, but the rest are just looking bleh. And again, some echinops, some more lilies, if you can see them. And look at that cineraria, Dusty Miller. It's looking fab. Let me see. I'll come around this way. There's not much room because it's always like little areas. Come back here. So Alchemilla, the lady's mantle, is looking fab. It's just, even from last week or the week before when I showed you, I just think it's looking so much better. And then the Bleeding Heart, which was a bare root. Not masses of blooms this year, but you know, I don't know if there'll be more or if it's sort of gone over now, but I think next year it'll be amazing. and some poppies, more lilies in here, and a tiny Rudbeckia, more cosmos. And this area is really coming on now. So I've got the ranunculus in here. Some of them are starting to go over. And a little Orlea has just started to bloom at the back. And we've got snapdragons and gladiola and just the Orlea in there. So we'll see how they come on. In here, I've put bunnytail grass, 3 of them, grown from seed. One of the lupins from seed, and I've put that in a nice big pot to try and keep it safe from the slugs because they just love them in my garden. And I think I've put 6 dahlias in, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a wee, oh no, 5, 6, 5, 6, yeah. So there's 6 dahlias in there. Sunflowers at the back. One of them has snapped because we had wind the other day and I hadn't had time to stake it up, so I need to get that done. They look like they've got actual heads on them already, believe it or not. Hopefully they're going to get a bit taller. And there's a verbena in here and amaranthus. I can't remember if that's Love Lies Bleeding or Green Cascade, so that'll be a happy surprise when we find out. Little bits of Beplurum here and in here and just dotted around. Some Lavaterra, the annual one again. Excuse me. Straw flowers, snapdragons. These are the Madam Butterfly. Either the ivory or rose, that'll be a surprise as well. A wee snapdragon that's, where is it? It's coming up itself from last year. And the Physocarpus Dark Gold, I love that. And Annabelle is looking fabulous, as is the big mummy hydrangea. That's the one that I took the cutting off of, so that's going to be amazing. And I've got 2 Rudbeckia in here that I split from the big one, so that's going to be really nice. And a hosta that's getting eaten alive by the slugs. Surprise, surprise. There's one in here as well and it's just shocking. I don't know if you can see, it's a bit dark. And this area is definitely starting to take shape. This is a border just along the back of the house. So as usual, I have my rose, which actually is getting buds. There's quite a few on it. I seen them the other day, can't see them now through this phone, but they are there. And forget me not, I cut that back and it's actually flushing back. And do you know, I think I prefer it this height rather than the first flush was really tall. So I quite like this now. It's leaving a bit more room for other plants. Amaranthus at the back, and look, it actually looks like it has a little bloom. And then in here, I'm positive this is Caffeole Dahlia, so I've just put that in there. I've never had dahlias in here, so it'd been interesting to know, because I think this is a really sunny spot, so it'd be nice to see. And some gladiolas. There's gladiolas and crocosmia dotted around, so I'm not entirely sure what's what at the moment. And a wee sunflower there. Some Honesty, Rudbeckia. This plant always looks amazing. Gets so many flowers on it. And there's something at the back. You know, I thought that was an Amimagis, but I think it might be a Nigella. I'm not sure, we'll see. More Liatris here. And then how gorgeous is this lupin? This is the one that I rescued from B&M for about £2 something last year, and it was dead. I had a couple of nice wee green leaves and I cut everything else off, and it was the most root bound pot plant I've ever seen, and I had to soak it for hours and then planted it. And I got one from a garden centre last year as a gift, and wouldn't you know it, it's the one that was on the struggle bus that's came back. So I don't know what that tells us. I think the ones in the garden centre maybe get looked after too much, and then they can't hack it in my garden. Another Rudbeckia that I split from the big one over there, so that's looking good. More ranunculus, a bleeding heart, that was a bare root as well this year. Some gorgeous wee pansies that have just evolved because they're self-seeders, so they all started off like a cornflower blue, and now they're sort of going to different shades of lilac and purple, so I'm loving them. And then I've got some sort of thyme along here. I want to say that was like lemon thyme or something, but I don't care, it's looking gorgeous. And the red dogwood, sorry about this shadow, the red dogwood and dianthus, looking like it's going to be blooming soon. And I've cut back the veronica, beautiful ranunculus, and gorgeous wee red pansies that were meant to be for autumn time, and they're just doing great now. I'll take you over to the other bit. So this is a patio looking fairly messy at the moment because it's got everything on it. So again, another cutting from a hydrangea, and it's got 2 or 3 blooms. And then the other cutting got 1. It's so cute. Then over here at this fence, this is like daffodils and tulips, just letting them catch the sun here. And also there's some poppies in there, but that was a bad move planting them in there. Agapanthus, really hoping that these bloom. They didn't last year, but I think that's quite normal. So the leaves are even looking a bit bigger this year, so hopefully they're going to do something. The lettuce is looking amazing. Probably going to have to thin that out soon. And I've planted some more potatoes, and then I've got 2 bags coming up there that you can see. And echinacea, grown from seed last year. Didn't flower last year because it was too small. I think it's going to do something this year. And surrounded by gorgeous lobelia. And then these massive, look at that big massive lily. It's looking a funny shape because I haven't staked it. But those ones the other day and it's still standing. And then these ones here, I think they were just a wee cheap mix. So it'd be nice to see what they are. And a bluegrass, a limelight hydrangea. I can't see any blooms on there yet, I don't think. But it looks like, you know, when the leaves are sort of tucked up and then they open up and there's something in there. So hopefully that's what's going to happen. Queen of Sweden has buds. You can see them. There's quite a few. I can never see them when I'm looking through the phone, but there's definitely a few. So that's exciting because that was a bare root just this winter. And this is a blue moon rose. Can't see any on there yet, I don't think. I'm so excited for this because the pictures looked absolutely stunning. And then ranunculus, more lilies. I think I've got a love affair with lilies. I could have them everywhere in the garden. And then there's a mixture of cornflowers and sweet peas in here. So I'm excited to see that because there's definitely some blooms coming. On the cornflowers anyway. Not sure about the sweet peas. The sweet peas haven't done so well this year. In the wheelbarrow, sweet corn and pumpkins still looking wee. And I've got some Supertunia. In fact, this Supertunia has a little bloom coming. And these are tiny snapdragons. Need to do something with these before they die. Some strawberry plants sitting here. These all blew off the wall the other day, that's why they're sitting here. Ooh, and magnolia blew over, and This is the hydrangea that was in the back border over there, and I decided that it didn't look like it was doing very much, and also I just thought it was going to be too shaded. I know they like a bit of shade, but I think that was just too much. So I've brought it out, put it in a pot, and I had a wee drop ericaceous pot and compost left, so I've put that in as well. So I think that's quite good for it. And look at this wee foxglove that's just decided to seed through the patio. And then in here I've got a hammer because I've been putting in hooks on the fence for, I've got a cup and saucer vine that are starting to need something to cling on to. And the sunflowers, I think they're looking quite exciting. They're getting taller, so I need to get these tied up before they snap. But the snapdragons are, come down here so you can see the height. Snapdragons are getting taller. The Lavatera is looking good. Cup and saucer vine's kind of hard to see because it's right next to the fence. Hopefully they're going to get bigger. Feverfew, straw flowers are doing good. African marigolds, some nigella, more nigella, my gorgeous Schubertii alliums. Only had 2 this year, but they're just stunning. I love them. And the lime marmalade euchera is looking absolutely, I just love those little blooms. They're so airy and magical looking. And the forsythia over here is all of a sudden starting to look fab. And where I've took this hydrangea out, I've put an Astilbe White Vision, or Vision in White, right here, and in here a Bare Root Jack of Diamonds Brunnera. So I think that would be really nice to give it a bit of light colour in here. And here I'm thinking that I was watching Janie from, is it Dig Plant Water Repeat, and in, I think it was her fairy garden, it was white, I want to say white foxgloves or lupins or something. I think it was foxgloves, and they just look so magical, like lighting up the sort of darker area. So I'm hoping for that look with the Astilbe. The hosta is looking fab. That was getting eaten alive. I mean, it's getting eaten a little bit, but not as much as when it's in the ground. And then this is another sort of limelight kind of hydrangea. That was the one that was £2.50, although the leaves are looking a bit iffy. Not sure what's going on with that. I might give that a little scoosh with water and see if there's anything needs to get washed off of there. More euchera, crocosmia, and these massive lilies. And there's some cornflowers in here that are quite hard to see next to the fairy. Ranunculus, Veronica's been cut down now. And this delphinium, I think I'm going to cut that and see if we get more blooms. Oh, and that's the other Astilbe Bare Root right there, looking fab. And the other Jack of Diamonds Bare Root is here as well. So I think that's going to look really nice come next year. And a Euonymus here, it looked like it was half dead before, and I took it out and then I thought, no, it's looking good, so it's going back in. And then a nice Hebe, and I really think that's about it. There's not really that much else going on, to be honest. I've still got some wee seedlings. I'll show you the messy part. This is all going to be getting redone soon. We were going to rip it all out, but I'm not going to. I'm going to get, the stones have all sort of evaporated to somewhere, so I'm going to get more stones and redo this pebble pond and get the pond going again. And then just need to get some of these things in the ground now. Just some amaranthus, lupin. There's a Weigela that I don't even know if I'm going to put that in the ground because it's big. A begonia over there. And I think, oh, some sweet volume, but as I said, I don't know if I'm very impressed with that. It doesn't seem to like my garden very much. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me again in the garden. I need to go to my work soon. I need to go and do all my wee errands beforehand, and hopefully I'll film myself doing some jobs. This week I don't know, before I knew it everything was done and I didn't get around to setting my phone and everything up, so next time I'll show you what I've been up to. Hope you have a nice day, and hopefully you get some nice weather today for out in your garden or whatever you're going to do. Bye!